associations, and so you know that it's important to get together. Now, I've been mentored over the years by many people: Jack Ginsburg, Otto Whitehill, Jerry Friedman, Art Dykstra, Kay Scroggin, Charlie Smith, Alan Goldstein, David Stover, and so many more. All people who built IARF around the ideal of working together and making things better. IARF was formed in 1974 when the Department of Vocational Rehabilitation said, "We're out of money in the third quarter, but we want you to continue to provide services." Oh wait, is that the slide for this year? Unfortunately, it's not. And so over the years, we have focused the association and all of our activities around these four pillars: legislative work, policy work, education, and a sense of community. And we work in those areas to benefit the services that all of you provide. So early on, protesting was a big part of the association and what we did. Keep in mind that many of those individuals that I showed you earlier grew up in the 60s. And so protesting injustices and fighting the wrongs that were out there to be fought was just kind of ingrained in them. But luckily, some things haven't changed, and we still build around that sense of credibility. So as we build our credibility, we work with governors. We work with happy governors, and we work with sad governors, and mad governors.
Crazy.
And then we work with some other governors. So you kind of get the gist of how that went. But as our work around legislation, it's in two areas. One, the dollar sign for resources. We thought initially about cost of living adjustments. I even had a cat named Cola, for crying out loud, if that tells you anything. But today we still continue to fight for resources: access to quality services, staff with resource to make a living wage, and we fight for money for those services that are needed. This is my cat, by the way, Cola. He was great, non-judgmental, supportive, good listener. I mean, it was all good. Me and Cola, we were in it together. But another part of the work that we do in the legislative area is around substantive legislation. And substantive legislation is really our opportunity to make change happen. Some recent examples that we worked on are the ABLE Act with the Treasurer's Office, the Personal Needs Allowance, which I spoke to you about earlier, and urging the application by the state of Illinois for certified community behavioral health clinics. Beyond legislation, we work in the policy arena, and these are just a portion of the work groups and other groups that our staff represent all of you in trying to make sure that services are able to be provided in the way that they need to be provided. But another thing in the public policy arena is our ability to initiate change. And some of the most recent examples are the Mental Health Policy Forum, where we brought together a lot of leaders to discuss that policy, our Dialogue to Decision series, where we bring together all the right people to try and form a common solution that makes sense, and our grassroots training, which we have some here today. The other pillar is conferences, and you're here today. Over the years, you might not remember, but we've brought in 2 tons of sand to the convention center floor to create a beach. We've landed military helicopters on the grounds of one of the hotels. We've done it all. And those fun activities make the memories. But all of our education is geared really around providing resources for all of you to do your job better, to learn from one another, and to teach one another, because that's the most important part of an association, is that common purpose and that common goal. Another part of the community another part of what we do is around community and creating a sense of togetherness. All of our monthly meetings start with a peer-to-peer networking opportunity. We provide as much time at events like this for everybody to just get together and talk. So we work in these 4 areas, and that's really what you need to remember: legislation, policy, education, community. And anything we can do within those 4 areas, we're happy to support you, and we're happy to work in those areas to make things better. Today, we're being urged forward by new mentors: Kim Zeller, Mark Ishog, Ben Stortz, Tony DiVittorio, Jeff Stouter, John Pingo, Dane Dykstra, and you. You are the ones who move us forward. You are the ones who challenge us to do things better. So when I first started with IARF, I wasn't old enough. This is actually the weekend that David took the job as the executive director in 1975, and I became the unofficial administrative assistant working for free for 2 years. But I was happy. This work I knew was my life's purpose, and I want it to be yours. I want you to feel connected to the association in a way that makes it meaningful for you when you see that on your name badge, when you see it on our materials, when you participate in grassroots, and when you help us create that sense of community as we're working together. So please be passionate, and thank you.